Hello, Baron. What is up? Well, last time's team was just a rental team being used. I have no intentions of using a fairly familiarized rental team, or at least one very similar to the actual regional, because then people know more than likely how to play around the full team. I'd rather them just have an understanding of the archetype, like Zamazenta plus Chimpao, compared to, the full six. So it's going to take some experimenting, but I do want whatever team I use at Atlanta Regionals to be my team. So that means building it from scratch, or at least reworking a foundation by a lot. So, but I will say, I think Zama's the most consistent for me. I think Calyrex Shadow is just too hyper offensive for me at the moment, and I don't know. Yeah, because even when you can't even use a rental team at the regionals, I would still have to like gen my own and breed my own at the end of the day. I have to get used to that as well. It's gonna take me forever to make a team because I'm so used to using the bots. But yeah, I was hoping to hide this in some way for John as the background and show it off a different way. But it doesn't matter if I'm on the main page or the team builder. It just shows John just right there. So I had this changed the other day because whatever I did have it on was just too bright for me. So I at least wanted to be pretty dashing and good looking. Yeah, I really do like Zama Chimpao, and I think Rilla's a staple. I just want to give another try that isn't Flutterfish and see how it goes for me. But I still really like that rental team. So I just want to find like different ways of using this core because I would rather it be a little bit more customized specifically to me. But I mean, there was very few flaws with the other team from what I could tell. But at the same time, I didn't really get to use it too much on a higher level. So we'll just see. I also don't know why everyone in VGC likes to just use the ladder either here on Showdown and not like the Showdown best of three ladder because I feel like you actually get more genuine practice that way. I guess it's so you're not giving up too much of your team in terms of information, but it's like it's how you get better practice for actual best of three games and open sheet games. Yeah, because there's still a lot of good things I can still pull off with like this core. So, all right, and so this is the. I'll just go and get started on it. No need to wait for any more people or anything like that. So apart from the obvious Samazenta and Chiampao core, I really wanted to keep Rillaboom. I thought about keeping Amogus as well, but I just wanted it to work a little bit differently for the team. And I feel like Amoonguss was a little too passive. Like, it's still very good. And I want to, like, maybe try a Pollen Puff variant with Zamazenta if I'm able to really help it. But one of the main things I wanted to working on was having a coaching mon for Zamazenta. I just feel like there's a lot of room for growth there, not only to boost my Heavy Slam, but also just take away from the Intimidated that came in from Incineroar. And if I'm already switching out, then I don't have as much pressure to switch out after the immediate Dauntless Shield boost because I can boost my defense with coaching that way and then be able to hit because it's very awkward to fit Iron Defense on the Zamazenta build because you do want both Protect and Wide Guard, and you can't run Moto Bado Press in a meta where there's just so much Ghost Terra. Chienpao is also very interesting. Obviously, the standard set that we were using before was Icicle Crash, and then it also had Throat Chop over Sacred Sword. I just want to give Sacred Sword a try. I think it's very good. I was also debating quite a few other things in this slot. Like, I was even debating Icy Wind at one point, just to be able to double break Sash and get a speed reduction for Zamazenta. But I feel like that was a little bit too much. I mean, if anything, it's like, it's really just Sacred Sword and then maybe Taunt. Otherwise, I might be able to do Lash Out over Throat Chop. I think Throat Chop is just better just because of all the sound-based moves in the format. I think it's why it's best. I was even trying to think cheeky with Avalanche on the turn that you still have your Focus Sash. That way you can get a boosted hit against the Pokemon at 120. But the main reason for going Ice Spinner over Icicle Crash, specifically while still having Rillaboom, I know I can get rid of my terrain, is I really just want the ability to get rid of Miraidon's terrain, or specifically a Psychic terrain I have to deal with. Plus, I don't have the chance of missing. Like, substituting 5 power and having to work around my own terrain, I feel like is more essential for having just a guaranteed hit. Like, I really don't want to have that 10% chance of, like, just missing. Specifically against, like, a Kyogre that's, like, not Choice Scarf or anything that had to Terra Grass because of my Rillaboom out in the field. Then I bring Chien-Pao in the back. I have consistent damage with Ice Spinner now that it's Terra Grass, and I can work around it that way, so those were the main things to consider for those changes. Protect and Sucker Punch are just necessities. It's Ice Spinner and Crash, which is just up to you. And the 4 slot's really hard. Oh, the other thing I was debating was Haze. Specifically because it's still because I'm newer. That's definitely why it's been happening. But I did have struggles against Dondozo teams. Not so much with the team that we were using last time, because it did have Clear Smog Amoonguss with Rocky Helmet, which just deals with Dondozo as a whole. But I still want to be able to work around that without being like, hey, I need Amoonguss in order to not lose to Dondozo. It's absolutely silly. But, like, I just didn't think Haze was worth it enough, especially when a lot of the time I want Sama and Chien-Pao in together, and I really don't want to get rid of my defense boost at the same time. Sacred Sword is, like, still alright, but if they Terra Grass, Ice Spinner's still going to be stronger, but Sacred Sword will still help out if they have the boost as Dondozo, but they don't necessarily Terra, so... but I still have other things that can really help me against it, so I'm not really worried about it at the end of the day. Plus, if they are sticking with grass, I'm totally fine. And even if it is the percentage that they're a steel, then Sacred Power is even better, obviously. But I mean, if they're also grass, then I have Tornadus to be able to work around it. I can taunt it as well to avoid Protects. And then I have my Fake Out Pivot as well to pair with that. And just Bleak Windstorms to really haunt them. And also... getting up Tailwind so Dondozo doesn't outspeed anything is also pretty crucial. So, Rillaboom. I just feel like Rillaboom is too essential for this meta. Like, he's just way too consistent, specifically because of Miraidon. And that's all it really comes down to. And Kyogre's been getting more usage for some reason, I feel like, in these past few weeks. Even though it's not necessarily gotten any better or found, like, new hidden strategies. People are running kind of like the same things. But... people just like to gamble and run Water Spout. So Rillaboom is very convenient at that point. Eevee sped behind Rilla. So this is like the only thing that I really have Eevees for. Raging Bolt we're probably going to revisit too. I wanted to do more of the Eevee spreads on stream, but then I zoned out and started getting carried away with Rilla. It's just building off of a variant that I've already used before. The main reason, or the main start always with speed. The 100 investment allows me to outspeed a modest Pelipper that's max speed. They hit 117, so I'm 118. Even with 36 attack investment, if we have Sword of Ruin on the field with us at the same time, Woodhammer does have a chance to pick off the Pelipper. Any chip whatsoever, we're definitely getting the KO, assuming they're max HP. If they're like max speed, modest, with max special attack, they're just dropping with Sword of Ruin on the field, plus grassy terrain, obviously. Woodhammer will be able to pick up the Oko there. But, I mean, if they're defensive, then we need some pairing chip, which is, like, as long as I'm combining these two in the calc, that's ideally what I want to try and do on the field. So, either way, at the same time, it's like, do I really care about Pelipper if I'm going to have a Raging Bolt? But the fact is the rest of my team can struggle with it. Wide Guard completely walls Tornadus. Obviously, it's dealing with Urshifu. Zamazenta, it can be annoying against. Especially if it has a Rain Abuser to pair with it. Even though I do have Terra Dragon, is what's supposed to be. it can still be annoying. And then Chien-Pao can only do like so much damage. It's still like decent damage, but not like just a consistent thing. So the other thing with 118 is that I'm already at the consistent speed tier above like max speed Ursaluna, Blood Moon at like 114. And then of course I'm also outspeeding the Turbo 50s, so like a max speed Calyrex with Whimsicott, or regular Ursaluna with Guts and everything like that. If they get speed boosting major and max speed, just to work around that, because then I still have my own speed to pair with that in Tailwind, so I can naturally outspeed them still, which is important. So that's how I felt about that specifically, especially with Vacuum Wave, Ursaluna, Blood Moon still around. So that was the reason for the 100 investment for speed. And then the rest, I debated a lot. A few things. One, 132 HP gets me at 192, which is divisible of 16. And Grassy Surge, for you don't know, it gives you, or Grassy Terrain, gives you a sixth of your health, 1/16 every turn. So if you optimize it to be a divisible version of 16, then you get the most steady your health for there. So it just seems better. I know a lot of people still like to run like almost max HP and everything along those lines, specifically for like Annihilate still running around with Final Gambit. However, I still think this is fine for me for what I still want, because I still want decent damage output. I want that speed, but then the special defense as well. So what these few things do for me is that currently with the HP investment plus the special defense investment, if it's a Terra, Fairy, Miraidon in grassy terrain, because we reset with Rillaboom, even if they get the helping hand from Farigiraf or whatever else it might have, Dazzling Gleam will not 2-hit KO us after grassy terrain recovery. So that's an important piece there. If they're timid, Draco Meteor in grassy terrain with a helping hand, there's a chance we live. If they're modest, we absolutely die. So, hey Zach, how you doing? That's just the main reason behind that health. And then, well, HP with the 20 defense, because there were a little bit more uses of the defense into the special defense stat originally, some people like to do, but 132 and then 20 allows me to live a Terra Stellar close combat from Urshifu, or a close combat with Sword or Ruin on the field from Chien-Pao. So just keeping that in mind, I felt like was fairly effective. So, and still the standard Terra Fire. Like, I really want to feel like there's something else to do for Terra from Rillaboom, but it's like, it's only fire. It should be just fire unless you're a very offensive Rillaboom and you want to run grass for stronger grassy glides. Then that's the only way you go about that. So, but that's kind of like the only EVs we have so far. I want to talk through the rest of the team before I get to Raging Bolt, and then we might rework Raging Bolt there. Or we start with the restricted EVs. We probably start with the restricted EVs, but Torn, kind of like a final mon thrown on here because of Urshifu plus Raging Bolt in a way. I just want a consistent speed control for the team is really all it came down to. But at the same time, a fighting resist is also pretty nice. I just need more time on Torn, so I also understand it more for when I'm facing it. So this can still be opted out. I do have a version with Pelipper. I just don't think Pelipper is it, guys. I don't think the stats are there. Even though you get that immediate rain to help out with the Koraidon and Groudon matchups for Zamazenta, I'd rather just get up the Prankster Rain Dance. I think it's just more beneficial. So that's specifically for dealing with those matchups, and then as well as boosting my Urshifu if I need to that way. But additionally, getting up rain can also mean I don't have to Terra with Zamazenta against like an Ogerpong or anything like that if I don't feel like I really need to. Ogerpong Hearthflame, more than likely against Chi-Yu, I'm still forced to Terra. But it's just things to consider for that, to where Fire Moo is also weaker against Rillaboom, things like that. It's a little bit more beneficial. Chien-Pao doesn't matter. Chien-Pao's dying. But yeah, Chien-Pao and Urshifu, they don't have any specific EVs because, I mean, you need to run them this way. I want the speed tie against the max speed Miraidon if it comes down to it. Other Chien-Pao can still be crucial. Also, having Sacred Sword on Chien-Pao might force other Chien-Paos to go ahead and Terra immediately if they feel like it's that important, or they don't think through the entire rest of the game and Terraing too early. It can be still beneficial there. And then Sacred Sword also helps against the Zamazenta Mirror, which is pretty important, because now that I have Tailwind, more than likely this Zama's going to be slower than other ones, and then I'm going to make it very, very tanky. And then Urshifu, this is the most generic set. I mean, if anything, it's just coaching over U-turn. As we know, I'm trying to get the benefits of coaching specifically for Zamazenta. It can still help Chien-Pao and Rillaboom in a way, or if I need a defense boost on any of the mons in general, I can get away with that so they can live a hit and be able to win the game through that. But specifically to help the damage output of the first 3 is going to be more beneficial. But it's also going to be a weird situation where it's like, do I really need coaching? Because Zamazenta is not doing spread damage, to where locking myself into coaching might be a little awkward. So this is what I want to try running at first, and then we'll see how it goes there. I just feel like coaching with Zamazenta has not been explored enough, or at least I haven't seen it enough. So I want to try it myself. So we're going to see how that goes. Okay, and then so I really want to work on these. Probably going to be very bulky. I don't know what I'm really going to need to do for speed, but we'll revisit it. Taunt, obviously I debated a lot of stuff too. Scary Face is nice, and I feel like would be very beneficial against a Miraidon matchup. At the same time, I'd rather just Tailwind as their Whimsicott Tailwinds and work around it that way. And then the only other thing I was considering was Sunny Day, if I want to be able to make Raging Bolt even stronger and punish any like opposing rain from like Calyrex and stuff like that. Sorry, not Calyrex, Kyogre. But the fact is, I'm fine against Kyogre. I have Wide Guard here on Zamazenta, and then I have an AV Rillaboom, and then a Thunderclap Raging Bolt. So like, I'm really not worried about it. And even our Shifu can obviously take a hit. So I'm just starting VGC as of this year. I'm yapping a lot, but it's because I've been like having my brain in the books. And been learning a lot. Unfortunately, not everything is an immediate transfer of my knowledge from Draft League singles to VGC, because I don't know calcs against legendary Pokemon. Level 50 calcs are also different than level 100 calcs, which is pretty annoying. The same goes with their specific stat following EVs. So it's a little bit more learning that way, and specifically having to actually deal with protect and fake out. You never have to really deal with that in singles. So, but yeah, I'm trying to learn VGC so I can go to Atlanta Regionals. I live in Georgia, so the fact that it's just going to be not too bad of a drive for me, I really want to be able to experience it and try and play it. And if I'm able to do well, I'm able to do well, but I don't have necessarily high hopes. My only goal for, I want to say, Atlanta Regionals is... We'll see if I'm confident enough for this goal leading up to the moment, but ideally I just want to make it to day 2. I feel like that's just a lot of people's goals in general. But day 2 would be ideal, obviously. But based off of my experience so far, it's going to take a lot more grinding. So we'll see. And I just have to spend less time away from Marvel Rivals, but I also have a very busy full-time job that has a lot of stuff going on at the moment. So... We'll see. I'm trying to balance it. I wanna stick with it. That's the whole reason with me keeping up these streams. I was hoping to be able to do another one at one point this week, but work had me pretty tired, and I really want to just play a lot of Marvel Rivals. So, and then lastly, Urshifu is just kind of generic. I wanted the Choice Scarf just to be able to have another higher echelon of speed if I don't really want to force a Tailwind bring into a specific matchup. Specifically, just to be able to Terra into water with Surging Strikes and go into Chien-Pao if they're not expecting it against a Calyrex Shadow that's on the field. And then I'm just going to be able to pick up the Oko that way. Unfortunately, it does require both a Terra and Sword of Ruin in order to pull it off, or a Terra and a Rain Dance. But either way, I feel like that's crucial, just be able to get rid of their like strongest restricted out of the gate. So I won't be surprised if we're able to do that at one point tonight, because hopefully these EVs don't take me forever. I can be very nerdy and second guessing on EVs, but we'll see how it goes. And then I also want to nickname all these, so we'll see if you guys can help me with that. And then lastly, Raging Bolt. Raging Bolt helps with a lot. Once again, the Koraidon matchup is pretty huge. Helps with Miraidon as well. Yes, I have to force myself into a Terra in order to be helpful with that specific matchup, but it is still something. So that's the main thing there. And then, I mean, additionally, I just need another special attacker, plain and simple. 4 of my mons are heavily physical, and then the only other thing is Tornadus, which has to hit Bleak Winds. And then also, if I'm facing a Wide Guard, then it just can't do any damage at all. So a few things to consider there, but Raging Bolt is also just very strong overall. Like, I really like it. It's been very consistent in some of my games. I don't have any redirecting to where I want to run a Calm Mindset, unfortunately, But I think this is just like generic enough to where it's going to be able to do its job plenty fine. So with this EV spread I have, once again, we're hitting the 118, same as the Rillaboom. That way, if I can pay attention to the speed on one, I understand the speed for the other. Going into the rest of the game of the matchups, because if I bring Raging Bolt, more than likely it's in the back. Same with Rillaboom. Honestly, like Rillaboom can be a lead for fake out pressure up front, but more than likely it's like wanting to change the terrain second, and being able to catch him right on off guard or something of the sort. So we'll see. But I do have a specific amount of EVs not applicable to 16, purely because if it is ending in a 9, you get the most out of your life orb. So instead of 10%, it's only going to be doing 9%, which lets you take some less HP, which is some less. Nice. Just less HP being taken away compared to the more HP being gained, you know? I feel like it's just more beneficial, specifically if I'm in a situation where I'm not bringing Rillaboom as well, because if I'm having this offensive of a Raging Bolt, more than likely I want to bring the Tornadus as well, maybe with Tailwind support, which could be pretty big. So just considering that, I feel like Raging Bolt is still very strong in the format, especially with Rapid Strike everywhere. One thing my team does need to be a little bit cautious of is just for graph spam. Like Armor Tail is so strong, so I just have to be careful of that in terms of Chien-Pao, Rillaboom. Not really Urshifu, even though I do have Aqua Jet, but Raging Bolt, and then any targeting, so like Tornadus, his taunt specifically, won't allow it to work with Armor Tail. But and then after that, I really just threw the rest into special attack, to be completely honest. And then even though I don't feel like it's going to be as applicable, I did want it to where my special defense was just a little bit higher than my defense, to where if I do have to deal with a Porygon 2 Trick Room team, if they have download and it focuses on Raging Bolt, then they're only going to be getting an attack boost, not a special defense boost. Or sorry, an attack boost, not a special attack boost. So that's the reasoning behind that. I do want to see, though, if I'm being punished for that. So this is where we're going to start doing calcs now. Just get a little nerdy, so just keep that in mind. But and then once I have like a comfortable level with the EVs, then we're going to move to Showdown laddering. So it's not going to be as gorgeous as laddering on Scarlet and Violet, but I'm not going to have this team immediately available, so I want to be able to do it this way. Okay. On 252. Yo, no way, we killed Pelipper. That's wild. It's just like a Shadow Rider. God, did they really run this much? I'm not gonna believe they run that much. I'm just gonna go to a 192. Life Orb, Trigger Meteor, 95 min without the Terra Fairy. Assuming they do Terra Fairy. Then we have Thunderbolt. Where even if I'm at the, what was it, 226, am I missing a bump at all with that? No, not this high up. The bump is probably, wow, the bump is low. Okay, all the way on 180. I don't think I need that much bulk though, so let's, what am I at, 220? $228, okay. So with the 228, even if they are in grassy terrain, Thunderbolt will always be able to pick up a KO. There'll never be leftovers, there'll always be Cobra Cloak. I can check, I guess, Friend Guard. Just because of the amount they run around with Clefairy, is there a damage difference for this for Calyrex? Okay, so we go from 89.8 to 17, so that's double the odds there. Okay, but no difference after 236. Let's see how this applies to Kyogre. I'm not really worried about an AV set. Take off Friend Guard. Thunderbolt is not an Oko. 75% chance at 228 still. And it's the same at 236. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the 228 because that really doesn't matter for that Calyrex specifically. I feel like that's too niche. Thunderclap, I don't have any helping hand on this team. I have no way to lower their special defense specifically. And I don't have Sunny Day or anything. So there's no other way to boost Raging Bolt on my own, which is a little bit annoying, but that's fine. He's more of a matchup specific Pokemon anyways. We can, no, not against Kyogre. There's no need for that. All right, so we're doing 76. I can still pick it off, and if we're facing, well, specifically with the Life Orb, we're still doing like 70, but if we're facing max HP and they were to Terra Grass, we still do that much, which is that's enchant power range after. Also, more than likely they're 1 HP like this instead. Let me try one with Choice Scarf. Like, the item's not going to change anything. I just want to keep it in mind. Ooh, that's important to see, though. Let me go ahead and throw actually my HP investments over. 68, 428. Nope. Okay. And then... Okay. So... This way, a Timid Kyogre Water Spout never 2 KOs me. That's good. Was it going to do that either way if I wanted to take away the special defense? Yes. Alright, cool. Modest, same story. Or no, it's probably going to be a roll at 28. Yeah, but only at 2305. And that's assuming they take no damage at any point with Water Spout. So I'm fine with that. Specifically, I can Thunderclap and reduce their damage greatly. Alright. But if they Terra Grass, Thunderclap is already doing that much less. Okay. But one thing I like to do is keep a separate tab open just so I don't have to keep changing everything else. And we're gonna change that, make that Terra. Make that Ice Spinner. Okay, so that's always a KO. If they're a max HP variant, min is 90. And min is 15. Cool, so that deals with that there. Let's say they're like a fully bulky set. How do I want to change this? No, that's the best way to do Kyogre. Okay, so I think that's fair. What else do I need to check against Raging Bolt? Any specific Pokemon I can worry about? So shout out to Cloverbells. He's just been so huge with information during this process. Any of these specific mons I'm worried about, like I can check Urshifu, but it's good. I'm pretty sure. Just yeah, okay. Even at -1, if I get parting shotted. Okay, it's not a guaranteed Oko. It's 93. Yeah, I need to literally be max 252 for that. I don't really have enough incentive to do that. But at least I know here, in most situations, I can drop the... Wait, what am I changing here? Yeah, 220. Because... Okay, yeah, it does the drop. Okay, never mind. So 228 and -1, I'm still, if they were to parting shot me with Incineroar, I'm still more than likely killing Urshifu, so fine with that. Now if I get the proto buff against Koridon, how do you spell this stupid thing's name? Hello? Oh no, it's Ka. Guys, I'm being stupid. Guys, I'm being dumb. Oh my god, it's KO. Koridon. This is what happens when you only pay attention to one of them. I just always think that they're spelled the exact same. Okay, yeah, you'd realistically be 176. Max speed and max special attack. Close combat we eat. You don't run scale shot. I mean, if you do, you do, but I'm also changing to Fairy, so that way if I Terra, Flare Blitz and Sun doesn't KO me, even after Life Orb. All good info there. I mean, Draco Meteor and the Sun blows them backwards, even if he Terras, so I don't really have to worry about like specific damage there. That's automatically doing proto because of Sun, right? Yeah, okay. Oh my god, even not in Sun I have a chance to KO you. Raging Bolt is strong, people. I mean, so far I really like that. I don't really know if there's also a speed chart I have. Shout out to my boy Crimson Seabad, or sorry, just Seabad. Like, I am set on 118, right? Like, there's no other reason for me to worry about anything else. Pelipper 117, and then above that, max speed Incineroar. If anything, you're seeing slower Incineroars in this specific meta. No, because it would be max speed positive Smeargle if I wanted to worry about that. Smeargle in general, is that an issue? No, not with their Shifu Champow's on that. No, it's not. And especially Taunt Torn too. Yeah. I like where the bolt's at. I think that's fine. We'll reevaluate certain calcs if I need to hit 244 or 252 specifically. But I mean, I would like to avoid a random download. I don't know. I guess I can check in our Shifu. That's like being helping hand. If I need to live a certain hit that way, but no being in close combat we eat. Not after Life Orb. If I were to move all of those over here. Wait, what does it look like then if I do that? Wait. 4, so it would only be 24, so I can only hit 28. Like, it's greatly decreased his chance, but I mean, I'd rather deal with the download and then it still be. Yeah, like a 12.5 for that specific scenario. Then close combat we eat, even like a fake out afterwards, like, or something like that. So I think we're okay there. I don't think there's any other specific like restricted calc or anything like that I want to look at either. Is this muted? Whatever. It is, okay. I don't think Calyrex, it matters looking into that. Pressless blades I probably don't live in general, but I'll take a look. I don't know. Not at all. Are they all running max HP? Is that real? Nah, you have to have some speed. That's crazy. I mean, I don't care like that, because if I really want to preserve homie... Oop. That's when I terrestrialize, and then I just eat in front of it anyways. It is Swords Dance, and it'll still be able to pick me off, but it is what it is. But still focus against this son of a gun. Without Sun, still a chance of the KO. That's max HP too. So in Sun, even if they're like offensive as Soul Vest in a way. Because there are a few Soul Vest Groudons. That with another move can still pick up the kill, so that's fine. Yeah, I'm not gonna overthink it. That's fine. You're staying the same. I debated adding a little bit more special defense to maybe help against a specific like non-boosting item, Astral Barrage from a Calyrex Shadow, but like I don't know if I really want to get rid of any attack investment because I feel like it's all crucial. Let me check though, just in case. Alright, Terra with not Helping Hand, Sword of Ruin against this specific set. I mean, I'm doing fine. Like, this is a very bulky Calyrex as is. There hasn't been like any changes in their stat distributions lately, has there? I mean, the most common on here are just going to be extremely freaking crazy. 252, 36 modest. And still being able to pick up the KO with Sword of Ruin, and then I mean in Rain it does even more than Sword of Ruin, so like that can be reduced in that aspect. Is there any other specific mon I want to be able to deal with a Choice Scarf and all that situation? I guess I need to be looking at the Incineroar that's going around everywhere. I think it's 236, 148 Impish. I think I have it on another build. That was me reworking it. I think that's the same equivalent, but 244, 188. Okay. Oh yeah, because I'm supposed to be looking at Ghost. Sword of Ruin. I mean, if they're not that set and they're Ghost, they can just straight up die. That's crazy. Because more than likely, if it's something kind of like this, yeah, there's a chance. Not a chance to kill with Citrus, but I want to go back to the Impish and look at this exact set. Oh yeah, it's not gonna be Citrus though. They're all Rocky Helmet. Never mind. Okay, so Terra Water with Sword of Ruin, I'm not able to pick up the KO specifically on Ghost Defensive. In Rain, I might, depending on their investment. So that's good to know. With Terra plus Rain, at least. No Rain, we're doing that much. Or their Intimidate doesn't matter. Either way, it's going to take 3 hits. Yeah, because they're made to live a jolly like this, as you can see. But if I'm adamant, then it doesn't matter. You always run out of it anyways, just because it's, unless you want to worry about other specific Urshifu, or like Scarf Kyogre for some reason, that's timid, then you just run adamant so you get more damage because you're still outspeeding Calyrex Shadow. 34 is the min, divided it by 3, that's only doing 47. So it's going to take 3 hits either way. Even in rain, sort of ruin. No rain, still need to take 3 hits, that's fine. That's just good to know, because I mean, like, the main thing here is that Terra Ghost Incineroar is good into my team, mainly because it's Amazenta. Because they want to be able to get off that reliable Will-O-Wisp, and like they can avoid fake outs from Rillaboom on top of that. Like, they do make themselves weaker to Chiampao, which is good for me. But when you see Urshifu plus Sama, it's like more than likely you're going to Terra your Incineroar. If it's Ghost. Now, if it's Water, I mean, you can still do that. I don't think it's going to be as beneficial, though. And I might run into a Water one on the ladder, and that's where it benefits them not being open sheet. But if it's open sheet and I see that, then I'm not as worried. So, because like this isn't even a standard Rillaboom set. I want to see what's like going around based off like Wolfie's latest video. I can check a 244 in case people try running that. That's not gonna kill. Jeez. Oh yeah, because I don't have Terra Stellar. This is gonna be Terra Water, so I don't think there's ever a situation where I'm able to pick off the Rillaboom with just Urshifu close combat, so we can forget that. All these lads just keep dying. I guess, no. I just want to see if there's like something where it like confirms I can reduce the amount of attack just by a little bit, because otherwise I don't want to reduce it too much purely off that Calyrex calc. Because there was a lot of wiggle room for that. I just want to see if there's any I can put in Spadef without it just being like too much of a commitment. So God, max defense, Giraffe eats. I mean, I just need the most just for a chance to KO there. And then that's probably not even a chance with Sword of Ruin. No. I mean, I would need Chiampao plus this in order to get it a chance. But that's what it is. I'm just going to go with this. I don't think it's really going to make a difference, because that's also just like a non-really like special attack invested Shadow Rider that I can live Astral Barrage against. Like, right? If it's no, I made you timid. Timid, 252. Why is that doing so little? Okay, I mean, we live it actually. Was I thinking Shadow Tag? I must have been thinking Shadow Tag. Because Life Orb we're not living without a crazy amount of investment. It's also a max special attack one, so like if they're, well, they're 84 modest and they're not running it like that. I'm surprised there's not a Life Orb set on the calc. I know I literally just did this on the other one, but whatever. Yeah, whatever, man. I'm just gonna run as is. Alright, Torn. No chats. I guess I've just been yapping and not showing. Just go to Torn and we'll do Zelmas into last. That's fine. Let's see. I think it's more popular to have bulkier Torns this time around. Because speed, Whimsicott's gonna outspeed you either way. I guess I can still consider what I want to outspeed in terms of Bleakwind. Like, it would be nice to still outspeed a max speed Ogerpon, but is that something I'm really worried about? Like, I don't think they actually typically run max speed. And I'd rather have a decent amount of bulk. There's starting to run steel more now. Wonder why that is. That's very defensive. It's being used by a lot. That must be in her Shifu calc. Two bulky sets. The world is, I mean, either of these are going to be known. It's on a public calc, but wait, 2023? No, thank you. 2024. Ew. Max defense? Never mind. Safety goggles is cool, but I debated safety goggles on one of the team members because Amoonguss can be a little bit annoying with this team, specifically if I don't go grass on Zama, but Dragon's just better. It's honestly just better. So like Amoonguss Spore can be a little bit annoying, which is why Taunt is fine here. I feel like there's a certain amount of damage I want to be able to do though. Like I don't really think I need to be. Like I'm not as worried about a Mystic Water set. Just because they're not as common. Like, look, that still kills even after all that. So, like, I'd rather focus on, like, Choice Scarf, Adamant. Oh my goodness, you need to have that much in order to live. Urshifu, you dog. That's with rain up. That makes a lot more sense. If I have Sword of Ruin next to it, I can still afford a lot less. Doesn't matter what HP investment I have here. Technically, it's better to have more defense because the stat is lower. Let me rework with what I need to do first. Always start with speed. Stop being crazy. $131 max for Modest is 163, which shows right here, dummy. Okay. So I'm speed tying max speed Jolly, Mystic Water or Shifu Rapid Strike if I don't go Timid. So that alone, I already like Timid, to be quite honest. Seeing more Iron Leaves lately, but it's on electric terrain anyway, so it's gonna outspeed me no matter what. Sneasler, like there's really no need for that. What if 179? That's God, that's practically max. What if I just go Whims? If I go Whims, for a max speed Lando I2. Yeah, I feel like that's crucial. Hit 169. I mean, we'll see if that's like still the best at the end of the day, because now I'm missing out on some bulk, but I mean, there's no reason obviously making this a divisible of 16 because he's off the ground. Need any certain level of... I do. Ooh, I don't know. Modest is definitely better for that reason. God, there's so much investment just to pick up an outcrop. It's like 160, but compared to like Modest. First bump. They only need 44 if I'm Modest. I really value more a kill on her Shifu than being able to outspeed that thing specifically. Okay, so if I revisit this and I don't necessarily care about that, Max Modest once again is a speed tie with those. So if I'm using Torn, I'm more than likely getting up Tailwind anyways, so just keep that in mind. What speed investment are these Ogre Pongs running? 212, 157. That was a fast one I used too. I don't think that was like that for all of them. No, that's 165, so that speeds the Modest Torn. Wait, what? I took a copy of the team and I didn't even... whatever. Okay, is there another specific kill I need to consider? I mean, Overbong is not going to be doing enough. Especially since they range so much in their investment. Yeah, once again, that's going to be like if I outspeed just by a little bit, but... So that was, the one I had before was Adamant 212 at 157, because 157 got me to, oh yeah, outspeed the positive 90s still. Do I just want to do the same here? Like, it's a lot. Let's see what things I can specifically live. I worry about being that frail, man. There's a few that only run 12 speed investment. Is that just leftovers for creeping, or no specific Pokemon, so it's in Tailwind? 133 hits 267 against. So positive speed, nature, Scarf. They don't get Scarf though. It'll be a +1 speed Teal. I'd be able to outspeed with just a little bit more investment. But they're eating 266, I was only considering 285, so Scarf, Walking Wake, Booster Energy in the Sun. That's fair. There's a neutral Iron Valiant. Speed boosting Iron Valiant's already at 276. That is important to outspeed because I don't want to get encored or disabled or anything like that. So to exceed 276. Which should be good. 278. This. Make it 60. Then I'm still faster than the 12 speed Torns. Because, like, if they're max, they're max. But it's like. Just need to be careful, man. Alright, I'm not messing that math up. No, that's 278. I mean, heck, that even outspeeds Regieleki, so. Not that it really matters, but. Neutral Scarf from Miraidon isn't a thing. Co-Rhydon is typically running Jolly anyways. Like, I could outspeed an Adamant, but I really don't think that matters. Especially when I want to just go for Prankster Rain Dance against it in its face. Otherwise, it's going up to 308, which is 154. Oh yeah, that's way too much. I mean, I like this. So if we work with a 244, I can make it 255 too if I want to. It's just, this is easier for me. So say we're at 60 speed. Let's see, is there, so did I, pause, did I handle everything I needed to with that? That's not what I wanted. Okay, 139 is a speed tie with max speed bolt, neutral backs, neutral Kyogre. I probably want to hit 143. Just in case, so I can outspeed a max speed Kyogre. Or sorry, max speed modest Kyogre in case it's like modest AV. I at least want to get off the bleak one and get some chipped to weaken Water Spout if I need to. So I think that's fair. So that gives me 128 to work with. More than likely, I'm going to be off on a lot of these EVs with mods like this that I just haven't used before. So just... Why is that? Is this a normal thing? Can you only... No, because you can be able to cap that. Why was his Torn intentionally slower? For changing weather, I guess? Yeah, that makes sense, but I'm not really worried about any of that nonsense, because like I'm not reliant on the weather here. It's just the extra thing to click. Maybe for Urshifu, so 44.92, so that leaves me with 124 and 1 and 4 in defense in the other. Now without tearing, because if you tear, you get the attack boost along with that as well. Sword of Ruin on the field. Your boy just drops. Is there a specific defensive hit I want to take, or should I just look into Miraidon immediately? Oh, I'm still dying to Electro Drift, bro. I mean, Draco Meteor can always kill me in grassy terrain. That's what he would just go for anyways. Maybe that's why they're running Steel. I mean, 84 already hits a necessary benchmark. So again, is there a specific physical hit I need to look out for? I can check Heavy Slam on Iron Hands. Because they've some have started to drop Wild Charge. I get attack boost. I eat that. Okay. I was just curious. Nope. Let me click through all my tabs before going to the one I want. No, I don't care about any of those physical hits. That's what I was worried about. Okay, that's already modest. 92, we're automatically out of that. I'm pretty sure it's 1-to-1, but just let me do this. Yeah, okay. I mean, if they were to Hyper Beam, they were to Hyper Beam. I really don't care. Anything else that comes to mind? Like I can still check Kyogre. Oh, Zamazenta Heavy Slam. That's actually a good one. Some are running Terra Ghost. That's interesting. Yeah, this could happen either way. Sort of Ruin. At least we live. Their Behemoth Bash. I can be made to live too. Whoa. Oh, because I terrestrialized. I was like, why is that killing me? Okay. Well, I mean, I was going to have 4 in this anyways. Now I'll have 12 in it. At the very least. Okay, and then I don't really think there's going to be anything else that comes into play here. I guess I can check that horn set specifically against Rillaboom, make sure I can get that was my worry. A 2 KO against some of the random, not the random, one of the consistent ones. I don't think I'll be able to with 24 investment, but especially not with grassy terrain. That's a good jump though. It's not even a stat jump, it's just a jump for the damage calc. That's crazy. Okay. I guess that has to do with their HP investment at that point? I don't know. Cool! I can't hit that. Unless I drop the defense I just put in. Oh, what was that bar? Body press, yeah, that's fine. Because I'd rather have this just for the better chance to get a kill on this Rillaboom specifically. And then Bleak Windstorm never KOs then, that's fine. Wouldn't it be nice? Okay, what if you're one of the offensive Rillas? That's whatever. This is the part where I just start talking about butt. None of it makes sense. But if Incineroar doesn't matter, we're not gonna be able to break through it. I get Amoonguss is an important thing to consider actually. I feel like they have more defense than this nowadays, but I'll still look at this. They don't run such a Sperry either. They're always rocky. So, I mean, that's a guaranteed KO. But, I mean, if they Terra, obviously, doesn't matter whatsoever. But if they were to be very Spadef, that's fine. Yay, I think I made that one, chat. Alright, now we have the doggo left. Dead stream. Okay. Automatically jump to 192, I feel like, is the best for the HP investment to get the most out of grassy terrain. And that really helps it get a lot of bulk. Now, is there just a jump I want to hit here, or is there... Okay, that's the first jump at 156. That's why it's the most common. And then this is the default, isn't it? Oh, it's 150, 156, 196, and you're hitting 173 to outspeed Adamant Sneasler. Okay. I mean, if I were to do this current one, that leaves me at 168. What do I do then? I outspeed a positive Chiyu and I speed tie a Landorus. I don't like the idea of speed tying a Landorus, I'm gonna be honest. Because they're always max speed in order to outspeed Chiyu. Like, if I don't do that, like, how low do I end up going? Just modest? Okay. I mean, frankly, I feel like I'm just going to try this. What was, wait, no, sorry, what did the other one have? 60 HP, 156 defense, same bump, but they had 252 specifically, I think, to be able to still outspeed a, like, Torn and Overpawn if they're max speed Jolly, but, oh, it's for modest Torns. Well, no, Wide Guard still has priority. What the heck am I talking about? I think I'll just try this. I have to do trial and error, so it is what it is. That only took forever. Blossom, of course. Actually, do I name him a 4 spikes, monkey, or funky? I just like monkey. And Fuzzy Bear, what's up, Papa? What are you doing? Come here. I mean, I kinda want to name him Jinbei, but Jinbei's not a bear. So, ow. I'll name him Admiral. I feel like that's cool. Still One Piece related. And then Raging Bolt. Neck. Blossom, stop crying. Why am I blinking? Let's go though. It's fine. Alright, we'll try this and get in a few games, but we'll see. Wolf's team, kind of ish. Let's see. Shifu's only okay. Zama Chambao in general are extremely good. For him to be able to deal with that lead, what does he want to do? Probably still have an Incineroar lead. So I do like Urshifu lead for that reason. And I want to keep them in the back to be able to work against the rest. And I want to keep Tailwind control. So we'll go this. He is experimenting. I brought nothing for Raging Bolt. That was absolutely silly. I feel is Rillaboom just absolutely necessary. This team is Raging Bolt weak. Okay, I need to shut up. On this build, is it Sash? It might be Sash. Do I care what Raging Bolt's about to do? Like, do I really? Like, if he thunderclaps, he thunderclaps. I don't care. Because, like, I don't think I can afford a switch. Cool. Well, he's Choice Scarf, so it's fine. Okay. I can't protect in front of Urshifu, so let me just Tailwind. Terra Dragon helps against the Surging Strikes, but it doesn't if a Dragon type move just comes out against me right here. And Body Press is not picking up the KO. On you. Neither on you. This sucks. I think I know my play. I know he's going to go through Protect, but I want to be able to Protect just for the Raging Bolt. That's fine. Okay. Now at +1, do I kill that? He's a booster. Yeah, that does nothing. Well, I have to double and just pray? Or do I focus the Urshifu? No, I can't just focus the Urshifu. The Urshifu focuses that, that's dead. It is just like literally awful lead. That's like all it really came down to at the beginning for me. I can't sucker in case he claps, so I just have to. Okay. I forgot I made my torn that slow, bro. Okay, well I'm just dead to Aqua Jet here. Yeah, I know Drakeon, and I brought this up at the beginning of the stream. I don't know why people just do this one and then standard Scarlet Fire ladder when best of 3 is probably for the best, but it's just getting a feeling anyways right now. Like I don't want to commit to long games. I don't think this matters, so in case he doesn't, well, I don't know, man. I don't know. Whatever. Okay. You just saw Sucker Punch before. Oh, you have Helmet. Interesting. You have not Terra'd, so you're gonna Terra now. Ew. Whatever, man. Yeah, Pyro, I don't care. It was my first game, man. Interesting balance of Trick Room and speed. I think if he Bleak... no, I probably still died after a Bleak one, but... whatever. So what do I want to do against a hard Trick Room if that's what comes out here? Tornadus can deal with any sun immediately, so I think that has to be a guaranteed lead. But then how do I deal with the Trick Room variant as well? Leading Urshifu and clicking Coast Combat into Ducky. Didn't work last time, it'll work this time. And then Raging Bolt this time. Like, they're probably going for Sleep Powder RNG, but so be it. Ooh. Oh, I didn't bring Chien Pao. I mean, I taunt. Do I want to taunt Lilligant to be safe? Because, like, in my head, I just want to. Like, double up so Calyrex dies. There's a chance it doesn't kill even with Rain and Terrestrialization. Do I lose? It's definitely a lot scarier for me if Trick Room goes up, so I'm just going to do this and save my Terra. It's fine. Yeah, because that's Rain with speed now. That's very unfortunate. It's likely Specs. I mean, if they switch in that slot, it goes back out into Lilligant, so I can Draco into that, or I can just Fairy here and kill the Wake, I think is more important. Sash, okay. That's just that and you and you and that. Yay, we went gambling and we won. What the heck? I haven't really seen much Iron Crown, especially now with Miraidon. Oh, it's Expanding Force? Findidi? So Choice Scarf, Choice Specs, Focus Sash, Rocky Helmet, Flame Orb, Mask. I mean, I really like those two. Let's just lead with it for once and see how it goes, and then Rillaboom in the back, and Urshifu is really good into their team. Yeah. Their booster speed. Okay. They're likely going to attack you on Cutter Me. Their Scarf, I already have to take a crap ton, which sucks. Okay. I'm greedy. So I'm gonna body press into you now. Do I just sucker an ogre? Is that just the safest play? Like they might just go in DD now actually. Do you want to double that slot? Yeah, for no one that cares. What's up?
Okay, no, you're totally good. I just wasn't sure how loud I was going to be or anything like that, but do you think they would hear the air fryer?
You're good. Oh yeah, what a crit. That was great. So my play was just not protecting there, and I probably should have doubled up. So, but it's fine because I can go you, and sucker punch you. Whatever, bro. So now you're just gonna redirect. Kyogre is more than likely faster than my Rillo. Why'd I lock into Aqua Jet, bro? It's so stupid. If I just would hammered, it would have killed. Was that just better? I guess, yeah, no, it's just better. So now I'm forced to wide guard here. We should probably switch, right? Whatever. Just don't focus the monkey. I don't think that matters. Hey, were you specs this entire time? You've seen wide guard every time. You're gonna go for ice beam now. I'm just trying. Wait, protect doesn't have. Huh? Oh, they follow me. Yeah. Wait, so what? Are you specs? I'm so confused. Specs Kyogre would just prove how low I am on the ladder, man. I really don't care. No, he has Scarf. Did he freeze me? Cool. Now let's get a low roll to finish it off. I'm gonna do one more so I can feel a little bit more confident, but I'm not doing this right now. Same team as before. Different person. Okay. So we're not doing the same thing as last time. What was it? It was Raging Bolt and Urshifu into me. Can we learn from that? Oh, I almost misclicked there. And of course, this person leads off complete opposite of what the last dude I just faced did, so that's fun for me. You're just trying to nasty plot here, right? Are you gonna try and tear those? The real question, because otherwise I'm just trying to. I'm just gonna try focusing on Insane, if he lets me. Yep. Okay. Only bolt, so you don't just die to Grassy Glide, right? Like otherwise you wouldn't make that crazy play. I'll even do you the favor of being the bulky variant. What? Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Alright, 61. Best is 801. So good at body versus you, and I'm always Grassy Gliding into you. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not listening to any music. Pasting it twice is wild. And it's like, okay, they got a photograph now instead. I mean, this is actually just Wolfie's, so. I mean, that one worked. Do I want the same? The fake out with Zama just does really well. I'm not gonna open team sheet because I know your team. Kind of want Champ Allen back now. Because it's going to be more important for breaking through you. Okay. Like, I can try going for a fake out of my own, but is it better just to protect? Yeah. And then if I'm able to fake out Bolt, I'm able to, but it might outspeed me. It depends. It might also be a fake out speed die. Actually, I want to double that slot. I think my fake out's faster. Because Rillaboom will level Draco, and then Zama's only going to take so much from an electric type move. So much. Could try doubling me to get the KO there, but I don't think I can. I can now U-turn into the Rillaboom slot and just protect. Zama for extra recovery. Let's see, if I U-turn into this slot as they like go into Fergraph, U-turn into body press would be pretty big. I don't want to ignore the Raging Bolt for too much longer actually. That crit is massive. All part of the plan. I just want one that's like actually a decent game. And then I'm done. Even if I lose now. Oh god. Shenanigans galore. Alright, so that's weak armor with sun, with chlorophyll, sleep powder, shenanigans. Psychic terrain, follow me with expanding force sun as well. Prankster sunny day. Probably a squash, maybe screens too. Shadow Sneak maybe to activate weakness policy. Unless that's also what Booster 9 or Valiant's job is. Rillaboom in the back, and then that. Yeah. Because what I want to do here. Well, this is unfortunate lead where if I let the Rillaboom it was a little bit better. Well, I can still just go out on the Rillaboom instead here. Taunt you and then go hard Rillaboom. Trick Room. Okay, now I can fake out the Armor Rouge if I want. Fake out the Armor Rouge and go right into Zama and try and Terra immediately? I don't feel like that's necessary. Rain Dance can help me weaken their fire type moves. Especially if they were to go out into Groudon here. And then I do have fake outs. Let me just do this and see how that goes. Okay. You're not weak armor, so you're flash fire. Now my Bleak Wind Storm doesn't miss. Groudon is likely faster. Do I care about saving Rillaboom? Not necessarily. No, I'd rather keep you healthy for Trick Room ends. That's fine. Do I want to get up Tailwind in case they have Chlorophyll in the back? Probably. Do I benefit from the double down? Or do I want to Terra Dark? I can Terra Dark Bleak Wind. Does that benefit me in the long run? No, I really want to change Zama's Terra. Right? But keeping the Rain Dance alive is more important for that. Do I give them Urshifu? Whatever, man. Okay, cool. Now I can reset sun and get the kill instantly. Or do I want to go and get my wide guard user out first? No. Yeah, I did want to do that crap. Because then I could have just protected with Zama. Because now I can't Aqua Jet. And you're gonna die to a psychic type move. Do I really want you to take that for no reason? And DD probably focuses that. I mean, if you just go for Prestilis Blades into that, that sucks. Man, I messed up. Okay, they're not thinking. That's fine. Like if it was someone that was like a little more confident there, I'm pretty sure I lose. I mean, look at them; they're protecting against Inner Shifu and Rain. So like, how do people lose that? Oh, no one's been here, but one more decent one. That is an Electrode. What is Sylveon doing? Doesn't have the Noivern from the tournament this weekend. I'm probably going to be able to win, like, honestly, pretty freaking quickly with these combination. Or... I'm taking way too long on this, man. What kind of corny... You can't go for Bone Burst. If this goes for Hyper Voice and it's soundproof, then that's just silly because you can't hit that. I mean, I can go for Wide Guard to be safe if I really want to, but... Wide Guard, Bleak Wind. What is this background? Oh, you mean the best background known to man? PM7. That's PM7, baby. You probably protect here and then go for something else in order to kill them, right? I don't really care. I'm just gonna wide guard, and then I'm gonna Grassy Valley Electro just to break Sash. Funny. Cute. Okay, I cannot wide guard into protect, I know this. So what is my play here? I can't go hard Raging Bolt. So then I could just die. Do I Dragon? If it goes for the fighting type move, it's still gonna kill me at +1. If you go for the fire type move, do I just give them you? I don't care. I'd rather just save my Terra. Entei is great. Yeah, permanently get rid of Homie's son. And then I just want to... I think Raging Bolt wins this easily. Covert Cloak avoids the speed drop. Tailwind 222. I do outspeed you. Does a Life Orb Thunderbolt kill you? This was a very cute team, not gonna lie. 48, yeah. Even if you're like a lot of HP investment, I'm pretty sure. Good golly, Miss Molly. The fact that they're using Electrode over Regieleki is interesting. Like, I'm winning, but these last few games have been very silly. Cannot protect against Mighty Cleave. I'm saying it out loud. I'm still gonna forget. That doesn't surprise me. Why is it Ninetales, though? You have no benefit of Sun. Unless it's Weatherball Lando, but like... Wait, yeah, how am I dealing with you? That's what I need to figure out right now. It might be silly, but let's see. Oh. I mean, I can just pick up the kill on Boulder immediately. Is there any reason I shouldn't do that? I can just go monkey here to protect Torn. Like, there's no way Boulder eats this, right? No, it would have to tear grass. And if it tears immediately, I'm happy with that, so. It's 2 hits. Did we go into Torn or Shifu? Yum. Okay. Fake out and God, bro, it actually still dies. That's wild. Like, even if it doesn't, I just get to kill it after with no, it just dies. And I'm gonna do the same to his Landorus the next turn. Do I give him Torn or... Give him Torn, because if I live, I live. There's no reason to let Sama basically die for it. And I Searching Strikes you, because you're not gonna one-shot me, Landorus. Is that Lando T? That's crazy. That's cute. Just kill terrain immediately. Do I rain? I can rain just to hit my bleak wins, but I don't think that's important. No, it's more important to... Because you should be faked out. Can I lose doing this shenanigan? Whatever, let's just find out. I'm bored. Okay, you're in range. Like, I refuse to believe you're not in range. Boy, so. Should be in range unless you have a crazy amount of investment, so. I can also just tail one to be safe. Yeah, because then I need to be able to outspeed Maridon anyways. Alright, what does we do? Electro Drift. I just double lock into you, so. I mean, I guess I'll take that one as my final. Terra type on Zamazenta's Dragon, just because of all the fire that's going around and also being able to resist the Electro Drift if Maridon's locked into it. It just seems to be agreed. Well, arguably the most common right now. No, it's on here. Hold up. Yeah, 48%. Like, you can still run grass, I know, to like help avoid spore. And still resist ground and stuff like that. But I think Dragon's more effective right now. It's like grass might come into more play still later on, but I like Dragon. Realistically, it should be grass because my team is pretty weak to spore, but we'll see. I think it's mainly just because of the fire going around. Okay, that's all I'm going to do for stream today. Thank you for y'all that did tune in. It looks like a lot of you guys were just lurkers, so I appreciate that. Water's interesting. Is that common? It's third most. I just don't like being weak to right on and thunderclap because raging bolts everywhere, even on teams. It doesn't really need to be. Kind of like mine. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I know a lot of it was just like random team building and a lot of unnecessary like EVing. But I'm trying to make my own team, so we'll see how that goes. If I'm able to build this team soon, maybe I'll start using it on the ladder. I still need to get more feeling with it because right now I don't know. I don't know how to feel, especially just on this specific ladder compared to like Scarvy. Because I mean, we were facing an Electrode and Reverum, for God's sake. So like, we'll see, we'll see. Thank you guys for tuning in, though. Make sure to kiss John's face goodbye, and then hopefully I see you guys in the next few streams. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Bye.